and breathing and having a good time. And we're live. Welcome to the Cornelia Stephanie Show, everyone. I'm so excited to be with you guys again today. And I have with me my two beautiful cohorts that are here to lead the way and tell us about all their new exciting creations, what they've got coming up, because we're making noise. We're being vocal. We're coming out. We're sharing our excitement. We're sharing our enthusiasm. We've got that fire going, and it's like, you can't shut us up. We're going to be out here sharing our joy with you so that you can be inspired by sharing your joy and sharing your passion. I have with me Adrienne Kraig and Shannon Summers. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, thank you, Cornelia. We're excited to be back again with you. We always love spending time with you.
Yes, it was so fun last week when we got together to celebrate your international status as being recognized and honored to be keynote speakers, international keynote speakers. Let's talk about that. Let's put the spotlight back on that. Let's honor that. Because a lot of times I find that when, especially women in business, when we are out here doing what it is that we do, we achieve something and we have it. And then all of a sudden it's like we're moving on to the next, when actually we need to celebrate it, the past, and like this achievement that both of you achieved. We need to bring it back and talk about it again and again and again. So let's talk about it. Last week, you two, was it last week? The week before? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, you were honored and recognized by the, why don't you lead us into it, Adrienne?
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, Shannon and I presented virtually at the Women's Health and Empowerment Expo, which was a conference out of Paris. And it was the first time we did an international speaking engagement, so it was super exciting for us. We got to share our stories, and we were recognized and going to be published in an international women's health journal.
Woohoo! That's so exciting.
It was really exciting. I was going to say, I believe it's 2 publications that we'll be in. There's one through Star Conferences that we will also be in. So yes. It was quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it was. I bet. And so, because this gives you guys expert status now, you're recognized as an expert speaker because you were invited to come back and speak again as well, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we just got some new dates today. Shannon, if you want to share when we're going back.
Yeah, I believe it's March 9th and 10th or 8th and 9th that they're doing now. So they postponed it or preponed it, I guess, by a couple days.
Wow. So that's exciting. That's something to plan and look forward to. Are you guys going in person?
That is the plan.
We will be on stage this time.
Wow. On stage in Paris. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting. It's going to be a whole new experience to be there in person, and excited to go to Paris for the first time and explore it with Shannon, who is such a dear friend and a partner I love working with.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Thank
you. It is so nice. I love when women celebrate each other's, camaraderie and how we support each other, how we help each other to rise into our renaissance, right? Because that's what we're doing. That's the support that we want our daughters to have. That's the support we want all the people to have, the sons and daughters, our children. That's the legacy we want to leave behind. And it first starts together with us, right? We're the examples, we're the role models. So,
definitely.
Right? And so I love that the two of you are working together and are honoring each other and celebrating each other. And I'm big on celebration. So, last week I was on vacay, right? I was on a beautiful beautiful island. And then thanks for closing the show. By the way, Adrienne, you did.
Adrienne.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. And, and I'm just continuing riding that wave now. And it's like the way I'm viewing it is that I'm walking up a hill and that I know I'm getting to the top of the hill. I know that. And in the meantime, I'm going to, just like I do in the mornings when I go on my morning walk, those 2 hills that I go up, I usually get out of breath going up the hill. And so I take a few steps and then I take a breather and I breathe. And then I take a few more steps and like that. And that's what I feel like I'm doing with building my business, building my life, building my new foundations, building my relationships, my collaborations, and taking grounded steps and resting in between self-care and nurturing. And so this is what you two are also helping us do with your new upcoming podcast that we're here to talk about today, right?
Yes.
Yes. Just
So
3 days left.
yeah, and so Two Girls and Plants
Mm-hmm.
is a podcast that is launching on Friday, and we've been creating it behind the scenes for a while now.
Yeah.
And do you know that just today I was meeting with Jessica, the head person in charge at TTR, and she was talking about how she's really looking forward to seeing this podcast launch. So she goes, that's going to be real fun. Two Girls and Plants. Tell us about it, Shannon. Tell us about Two Girls and Plants. What is it about? What can people expect? What inspired this idea?
It's just kind of evolved. And as we talked about before, just been a real organic process. We're going to focus on healing from the inside and out, kind of a holistic perspective, and bringing in all different ways of just healing and feeling your best in your body and just your mind, your soul, the whole 9 yards. And we're just going to explore and see where things take us and see how the shows evolve as we go along. We have some planned things and we have some people that we're going to have in for interviews and such, but we're still just kind of enjoying the process of birthing this whole Two Girls and Plants concept.
Yeah. And, I would recommend not to have it all planned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Like when I say, not to have it all planned out, let it grow and let it evolve, and that you move into your first podcast, your second podcast, you have that experience, and then you look at what's next, always stepping back to see is there something new that is coming out of this evolution of what we're doing here. I think you guys are already in the pulse of that anyway, but again, our linear mind always wants to know that we've got everything planned out.
Yeah.
And then our spontaneous, creative, intuitive side doesn't get a space because the linear mind has been setting the stage, wanting to have everything all planned out so that, it's all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Well, this is part of it. And, now allowing yourself that creative expression to evolve with Two Girls and Plants, and who knows what's going to come out of these episodes. It's good to have a general, idea, just like I'm bringing you two ladies on today. I had a general idea of what I was going to talk with you about, questions I'm going to ask, and a general idea, but I want to be in the moment by, when you're speaking to me, I want to be able to be in the moment and be inspired by what you say. And then that's going to lead to the next and lead to the next, lead to the next. I knew I was going to talk about the hill. I knew I was going to talk about building the business. I knew I was going to recognize you two ladies as international stars. And I knew I was going to be celebrating you in your podcast launch. And pretty much that's all I knew.
I love that.
Everything else is organic. It's like, here we go. Let's stand on that stage and let the inspiration come through, whatever the wisdom that wants to come through. And that brings a lot of excitement and energy, and nervousness. But when oh, I'm feeling this nervousness, or oh, I'm feeling this excitement, it's your own energy.
It's a good nervous.
It is. And it's been really thrilling for us to do this. Like you said, we have put together like ideas for topics we know we want to cover, but there's no set schedule. So however it feels right to have a topic, shows can change order, it really is allowing us to be really creative and spontaneous. And it was so important for us that this podcast is really a casual and fun way to look at health, whole foods, plant-based living, how to be an advocate for your own health. So we're going to cover a lot of, important topics, but we don't want to take ourselves too seriously as we're doing that. We want people to want to get healthy and nourish themselves inside and out, but we want to enjoy doing it and not have it feel like hard work or such a complicated process.
Yeah, I like that. I like that you want to have fun. I like that you want to bring the element of fun in, and that's going to be the energy that's going to attract others to that energy as well, and also be the inspiration for people to, enjoy this way of living, what you're talking about, the vision of what you want people to get healthy, but that they can have fun doing it. And that it doesn't, obviously we've been trained and conditioned with thousands of so many diets, and we've got a very high obesity rate here in the United States, and there's a lot of habits that need to be undone.
Mm-hmm.
And people need to believe in themselves again, that they can get healthy, that they can lose weight, right? And that's what you're going to help us with. Is there going to be recipes also?
Yes. So each episode, we are going to highlight a superfood, and we're going to have a recipe for that superfood. We have some kind of fun ideas on how we're going to do that, but that will be like a download every episode that people can check out. And we just want, as I said, we just want it to be fun. We want it to be unique and something different for people.
Yeah. Shannon, were you going to say something?
No, I was just going to say we're also, with our download and the recipe, we're going to provide some fun facts or trivia about whatever superfood we're featuring that week, or that episode.
Okay, cool. And as your coach, I'm recommending that after your podcast is launched and when you've gotten your superfood for that week, that then you take the podcast again over that next week and the following week, and continue on, inspire the audience with that superfood that you launched in that podcast. Mm-hmm. The next one, because for some reason, if people don't watch it or can't get to watch it or whatever, but you've got a great gift that you're offering everyone, and then to get people involved in it and try it and test it and maybe say how many people will try this superfood at this time, and so that they can share their experience, how they taste it, how they like it, and whatnot, and even engage people with the healthy habits of what you're wanting to introduce people to, instead of eating the bad food, the junk food, the toxic food.
Right. Yeah. We're trying to get people away from that. Like you mentioned earlier, Obesity is a huge issue in our country now. Lifestyle diseases like diabetes and heart disease are also huge problems. And you can really use the power of plants to help overcome a lot of these conditions and alleviate symptoms. Even if you don't fully cure them, you can still live a much more optimal life and healthy life that's productive for you, allows you to be more active, and you can enjoy the foods that you're eating while you're doing it.
Yeah, I love that. And then Adrienne, also, I know you guys are going to have an ebook. Those superfoods are going to go into an ebook. Is that right?
Yeah, we're going to do an ebook around mindful eating. So we have a good portion of the ebook created now. We're just working on adding a couple additional chapters. So one of them that we are considering is getting people excited and adventurous about food. So while we have a lot of healthful tips about how to eat and who you're being while you're eating, we also wanted to add in like something maybe around playing with your food so that you can be adventurous, which could include some recipes for sure.
Yeah. Wow. Super exciting. I know that you are traveling, Shannon, so you're not where you normally are. So how is that working and traveling, doing what you love? How is that feeling? Setting up your business in being able to do what it is that you do and traveling and having access to the things you need to have access to. How does that feel?
It's actually pretty easy. I'll pick different moments here and there to stop, work for a few minutes. I mean, everything's so accessible now. I can do a lot on my phone and plan ahead. I've got kind of my setup here in the hotel room to be able to broadcast and have what I need. But being so mobile now, it really isn't hard at all. We
Yeah.
did great.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people want to set up their lives like that. A lot of entrepreneurs want to be not chained and tied to a building. And this is a core value. This was a core value of mine that, you know, how I started setting up my life that way so that I can travel, which I love, and that I can, you know, influence people, and that I can make money, and that I can connect, and in all of the ways, you know, and still do my work. And that was a big, huge core value of mine. And so it sounds like you two ladies have that same value.
Yeah, definitely. We're really so blessed and fortunate now that we can set up our businesses in a way that allows us to travel and enjoy ourselves and work from anywhere. I mean, that is just so freeing and liberating.
It
Yeah.
is. And even as business partners, we are texting each other at all different hours. Our time zones are a little different, and I'll have text messages I wake up to coming through at 5 a.m. and I'll text her later when she's probably getting ready to wind down and, you know, go to bed, have you. I'll be sending texts. So it's just really nice being able to have that control.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, you know, we don't have to do it alone. You know, we have a whole group of people, like the two of you are supporting each other, women in business. You two are part of the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group, which is, you know, basically the new Hay House. And that is featuring the world's best influencers, the world's best speakers, the world's best authors, the world's best business consultants, entrepreneurs, coaches, nutritionists, healers. You know, that is yay. You know,
We
and
love it.
within our group are supporting each other, just like I'm here right now. I want to see you in your success because I know that your success is my success, and
Yeah.
my success is your success because we are one. And in the spirit of oneness, when we realize that and remember that you know, we get excited for each other's successes. And that's why I was so excited when you two you know, got recognized as international speakers. Now you're launching this podcast. I want to see you realize your dream. I really want to see you realize your dream. I want to support you in realizing your dream. That would make me very happy because I know what you're contributing to the whole and how you're helping other people. And that's really, really important. Not only that, but you're expressing yourself. And that makes me happy too.
I
So
love
you're just making me happy.
it. You make us happy. I said that I put on, I think it was your Instagram the other day, that the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group has heart, because it is everybody coming together and supporting each other. And it's just like a big, giant family adventure that we go on. So I couldn't have aligned myself with somebody better.
Yeah, I think you aligned. Thank you for saying that. You aligned with Adrienne, and Adrienne was already aligned, and then we came in, and now, we're building these partnerships, this community, this tribe that is all about the physical body, that's all about healthy living, that's all about uh, ageless living.
Yeah.
Because, hello, right? Now, I have something to share. What's really exciting is, Dr. Brooke, who's also part of our group.
Yes.
Well, Brooke has been assisting me with doing some cleansing on my liver. And part of the reason why I went to her is because I was accumulating belly fat during menopause. And she was telling me that part of the reason why I was having trouble losing the weight is because my liver was toxic, too toxed up to release it all. So Brooke was helping me with that. But basically, I've noticed so much change in me. And also when I did my follow-up with her the other day, she was telling me that I moved into a higher vibrational way of the anti-aging realm now.
Oh, nice.
She tested my liver, and I'm like, speak to me, sister. Anti-aging realm. Yes to that, right?
Yes, we can all use that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, all you have to do is tell a woman anti-aging has nothing to do with cream.
Yep.
Cream or, cream or pills, or, it's really a cleansing and vibrational healing and releasing and taking good care of our physical bodies, which is what you're helping us do.
Oh, yeah. I could see it in your skin. Your
You
skin
can?
is glowing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely see a difference.
Yeah, I'm feeling so excited because, again, the organs, taking care of our organs, making sure that my liver is happy. And, I teach and talk about emotions. That's where I'm an expert, right? Because I wrote a book about it.
Yes.
And I had my experiences through that. But, the liver is the place where we hold anger. And so, a lot of us, with so much change happening out there in the chaos in the world, have to heal the anger that we have within ourselves so that we can be neutral and not be angry peace activists, right? Because we don't want to be angry peace activists. We want to be,
No.
neutral, and we want to be able to respond instead of react. Right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you would agree. So even those of us who are coaches and we're trying to help bring others along with us as coaches, we still need other coaches, because just like everybody else, we're still growing, we're still establishing new baselines. Sometimes we get stuck at a new level, and so a coach helps us along on the next phase as we continue to up level in our own lives. So it's kind of a full circle support system.
Yeah, that's really what we're doing within our group is, we coach each other, we heal each other, we help each other, we support each other, all so that we can rise. Because again, what is that speaking word? All rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
Right. So there you go, and it's like, if you really want to be the best version of yourself, then hire the swim coach, hire the voice coach, hire the artist coach, or whatever coach, the singing coach, hire the coach. That's the value of having a coach, until, because you're continuously evolving. And as we're evolving, old layers from the past come up to be released and let go. And sometimes these patterns and these habits are really ingrained. And so then, you know, we look to our sister and we look to our brother and we look to our partner here that supports us while we're up leveling to the next step, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll hold on to beliefs that are no longer serving us. So it is important to go through coaching and to have that to work through stuff that even from childhood, clear back, will be affecting you that you don't need anymore. You can move on past it and have your own new beliefs and grow and change throughout your entire life.
Yes. And that's even with the emotional eating
Mm-hmm.
and even eating foods that don't serve you and eating foods that serve you and developing new and healthy habits. And you know, that comes down to like really sitting down and making that choice that I want to change my life. I want to take care of this vessel. I want to live as old as possible, healthy, vibrant, ageless, disease free, right?
Yep, that's what it's all about. And that's one of the things we focus on. Dr. Brooke, who you mentioned, focuses on it. You know, our body really sends us messages and signals, and our body will actually tell us which foods work best and give us the highest level of vibration and energy. And so that's definitely something that, you know I work on with my clients is we look at emotional eating and self-sabotage. And one of the things I like to have them do, I've said this before, is think about what comfort food you go to when you're feeling triggered or you're having an emotional eating episode, and then find one of your favorite nourishing foods and replace it and stock up and see how your body feels.
Yeah, that's a hack.
Yeah.
Really, that's a hack, and that's like being strategic, having a strategic plan in place.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know it's going to happen.
Yep.
We know you're going to get triggered at some point to emotionally find something, and we know what normally would be the thing, right? But that you're strategic, having a strategic plan in place on what you can do to shift that, and we can do that with food. We can do that with anything in our lives that we want to shift out. But food is a big deal. And you know, it's most often overlooked because we need food as sustenance, right? We need that and nourishment. So, you know, and then people turn to that and are not mindful of the choices that they're making then. You know, it's one thing to say, yeah, I want to eat that tub of ice cream right now. You know, I'm clear. I want to do it. You know, I really want to do it. But when it's a habitual pattern and it's going against what your values are about healthy living, which is why what the two of you are doing is going to bring about a lot of that support that people need.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Shannon and I were talking about this in the past with eating, and it's really about getting back to basics and just being simple and not getting caught up in all these different fads and trends. Because when I look back at my own grandparents, I lived in a duplex, and my grandparents lived upstairs. So I got to spend a good part of my childhood with my grandparents. And they ate rich, indulgent European foods that, they came over with them. But my grandfather walked to work if it was a nice day because he worked close enough to home. My grandmother, walked to work if it was a nice day. She worked with my grandfather. He owned a tailoring and dry cleaning business. So they got their exercise in by walking back and forth to work if they could. My grandmother prepared everything from scratch. So even if they were eating at times richer, more indulgent foods, nothing was processed. Everything was homemade. And you could tell the difference and how they lived. They sat down and ate a meal together at the table. That was family time, meal times. They ate earlier in the day. And I think all those things allowed them to have a healthier lifestyle and they lived long lives. My grandfather lived to be 92 or 93, and my grandmother lived to close to 90. And, they just lived their lives, but they were appreciative and mindful in what they were doing.
Yeah, she even talked about how when she was little, if they went to go for an ice cream, they walked to the ice cream store, had their ice cream, and then walked back.
Yeah.
So it's all in moderation. And there are ways to incorporate that today, to do those same types of things for times you need to indulge or want to indulge.
Well, I don't even know, but back in the day, we used to go hunt for our food.
Yeah.
We didn't get in the car, and we didn't have all the carbs in the cabinets that, we had to go hunt for it. So it's that type of thing. Did you say that your grandparents were European, Adrienne?
Yes. My grandmother's family was from Germany. She was the only one born here in the US, and my grandfather came from Hungary.
Yeah. Because I was born and raised in Germany. So when you were talking, we used to be doing all that walking, to the store, so I also had that I had that as well. And then the other thing is when, you said some key words there, and that's going back to the basics. I think that right there is really, really important. Going back to the basics, and when you're having a nice nourishing meal, an indulgent meal, and then all the other days or whatever, that you have basic foods that you love eating, that you can eat consistently, but it's stability, it's there for you, you love it, the basic, right?
Mhm.
And so I think that's what is going to make people successful in setting up their new healthy habits.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and our longevity today is a choice. If we decide to nurture and nourish our bodies, it doesn't have to be where we are old and sad. We have to go live in a nursing home. We really have options nowadays when it comes to how we age and the lifestyles that we're going to have.
We're too evolved not to,
Yeah.
Shannon, right?
Yes.
It's like we can choose. So we can choose now. I personally, being a conscious and aware person, communicate with my cellular structure, with my body, with the cells in my DNA. And so knowing that when we're processing our emotions, when we're releasing all the old things that's no longer serving us, that letting all of that go, eating healthy, moving into vitality, and then even deciding that, hey, maybe before I came in and I was going to die at a certain age with this type of disease or whatever, well, I'm overriding that choice now, and I'm saying that now I'm going to do this instead, because I'm aware. I'm so happy I'm in a body. I'm here. I want to live, for as old as possible, healthy and vibrant, way past into my hundreds. Why not? If I'm healthy, why not? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the evolution. This is what we can do. When we're not victims of our bodies, when we're not sick and decaying, putting things in that's only going to, suppress our life force energy. And, so it takes a lot of responsibility nowadays to make those choices, to make those healthy choices. But with those keywords that you said, Adrienne, and that's going back to the basics, having women like you offering generously your tools and your fun and your words of wisdom, having your podcast put on people's speed dial so that they can tune in and learn and have those tools at their fingertips to make it easier for people. And I'm very grateful too. you two for saying yes to that and for doing that.
Thank you. Yes,
Thank you.
join us. We're so excited.
Yeah. I am actually going to join you on one of your podcasts. I was invited today by Adrienne. She sent a message. And so July 23rd is the day that I said yes to. So I'm excited, and I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So let's close out for today. I'm
Sure.
so excited that we came in and again honored and recognized everything that you two are up to, and looking forward to your podcast launch on Friday at Adrienne Go.
12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. And you can join us after the show in the live audience experience.
Good. And so I just want to let everybody know you can also go to Transformation Talk Radio Facebook page, where this podcast that these two ladies are launching is going to be live, and you can join there. And then Adrienne, you also have a link for people to join you in the live studio audience. Is that right?
Yes, we have a link that we'll share with the Facebook post.
That you'll share with the Facebook post. Good. It's
Yeah.
going to be underneath there to make it very easy for you. And what's the benefit of the live studio audience, Adrienne? Like, what does that mean? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so you're really getting free access to 2 health, life, transformational mastery coaches with Shannon and I. So you can get on the spot one-on-one coaching. You can get any of your burning questions answered. So it's really a game changer in that you get twice a month access, and you can have us help you with anything you're wanting to improve in your health and life.
I mean, can you imagine? And it's free.
Yeah.
There's no excuses, everybody. It is free. There's, the support and the resources are all right there. It's free for you. So it's exciting. I can't wait to tune in on Friday. I'm going to be definitely watching from my space here, and I'm looking really forward to hearing you two and seeing you do what you do.
Thanks for having us today, Cornelia.
Yeah, thank you so much. You're always a wonderful champion for people and for your hosts as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for listening and tuning in, and we'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.